Good morning. There. I am live now. We're trying to connect our other second camera so that you'll be able to see us. Jill is here with me this morning. We are at the Air BnB. You can see behind me the beautiful staircase. I don't know if you guys have seen this amazing fireplace that we have. Right now, it is not a working fireplace. It's an old-fashioned wood-burning fireplace. There's Jill in the background here. But there's so much, I think it's called creosote. There's so much creosote. It would be very dangerous to have anyone burn in there yet. So we're hoping to be able to do a gas insert there. A lot of that depends on you, our customers. If people come and stay at the Airbnb and we can earn a little improvement money, we'll be improving every step of the way. See, we have a couple of people watching. Thank you so much. We struggled the other day. We might struggle today as well, but we're going to be working on our IKEA chair upgrades. I want to show you what Jill's been doing with the beautiful Kantha cloth here. So this is what the cushions looked like before Jill, before Jill. And this is what they're going to look like before we put them back in the chair. So we're painting the wood parts of the chair, this DIY paint cherry picked, which when it's sealed is a very deep eggplant color. And they're just gorgeous together. They're going with our green couches. Kind of show you around to that. And then we'll get down to business, updating these chairs. You see those? There's our color palette for the living room. We're kind of going with neutral and muted on the walls, and then all the colors on all the colors. What do you call that color palette when you use everything? It's like rainbow or something, I guess. BOHO. Yeah, we're calling our style BOHO.
Yeah.
BOHO on a bean budget. A bare minimum budget. Nope, we've got a good charge. I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So let's put this one right here for now. We have another camera. You want to talk to the people, Jill? Tell them what you've been doing. Make sure you're in there. Jill,
hello.
It's Jill. Me and Jill
tired. I have had my 1 cup of coffee. I'm kind of waking up. My daughter had a synchronized swim show last night. She's a competitive synchronized swimmer. So it was a very busy day for me.
You don't want to tell the rest of the story?
Yeah. So, well, if anyone, is anyone even listening right now?
Yeah, we have 4 viewers, up 3, but you don't want to miss this story, you guys.
Synchronized swimming, definitely watch a synchronized swimming competition. Those girls work so hard. My daughter's been doing it for about 10 years now.
And she's
literally
16, right?
Upside down in the water for a good, holding your breath for probably 30 seconds doing leg combos. I mean, while suspending yourself in water with the arms. It takes enormous
the synchronized part is everyone does the same thing.
Exactly.
And when I think of synchronized, I think of the old, I don't know, I think it's like 1930s or something, in the bathing cap beauties, and they're all doing all the same.
Yeah.
That's what, is that what it looks like?
No, it's much different. So, and it's super competitive now. There's a lot of head injuries because they're so tight in formation. They're throwing girls in the air. They're not allowed to touch the bottom of the pool at all. So it's just a very rigorous sport. But anyway, so it was their show last night that kind of prepares them for competition, make sure all the swimsuits are going to go well, that the headpieces are going to stay in. Well, anyways, my daughter is one of the girls that gets thrown in the air. As soon as she jumped in, her strap came undone. And they are coached to keep going because if they're at a competition, once you're in the water, you keep going. You know, you're going to kind of wreck it for your team if you don't keep going.
Anyone remember the Janet Jackson wardrobe malfunction at the
Right.
Super Bowl?
That's what
Just
everyone
like that?
thought of. And apparently Harry Styles had a little malfunction. Whether it was
did he?
intentional or not, it was a split in his pants. So we kind of brought up that too. But anyway, yeah. So she was kind of
Donna and
trying
Harry
to hold
Styles.
as she went to the top of these lists, hold everything together. Yeah.
And she kept it together,
She
from
did.
what I understand.
And she has
She is the very definition of grace under fire, kind of holding her suit while she's,
flying through the air.
yeah.
And she has an amazing ability to laugh at herself and
There we
not
go.
take herself too seriously. So that helps a lot too, that she wasn't too traumatized.
If only more of us could laugh at ourselves, right? So here we are, you guys. We've got the smaller headshots of me and Jill.
All right.
We're gonna move that away. And
Okay,
here
so we're
is
gonna
our
move this one
project.
away.
Well, let me talk about it a
Okay.
tiny bit first.
And this is our water because we have no water here. Right now.
Yeah, here we are. If you tuned in at all this weekend, we're out of water here. Our pipes froze
Because we had below 0 temps.
for weeks. But here we've got our Puong chairs that we are updating. Yeah, I'm seeing myself from all sorts of angles here. This we have already painted and sealed with hemp oil. So we're going to be working on the second set, but where we are with this one right now is it's been painted, it's been sealed. I'm waiting for the hemp oil to be good and dry, which it should be by now. And I'm going to buff it out later today. So these just need a buffing. I'm going to take this chair off and Jill's going to put the new chair on.
If I can fit through our 1856 small door here.
Yep, it just barely fits. I'm going to say let's put it upside down. Let's do this one the different way. Start with the bottom.
Or should we do this? Because then we can see both sides.
Yeah, we could do that.
Okay.
I've discovered in painting furniture that it is good to look at your pieces from different angles as you go along. So we're just going to get started painting. We are using, which camera do I want? This one. DIY paint, clay-based, cherry-picked. So I have a bottle for Jill.
All right.
And somewhere here I have a bottle for
Can I
me.
use this paintbrush?
You can use, I think that one's all oiled up.
Okay.
Here's a paintbrush.
Okay.
So we're just going to start painting. I melted some snow in here yesterday so we'd have water. And today we brought jugs of water from home. We're very, what's the word? Resourceful. There we go. We like to think of ourselves that way. I think we are. We're very resourceful. It's one of the many things
we
that.
are happy that this happened. Well, the previous owners did not use this as a winter residence. And so we're just happy all these issues like the water one happened before we had guests, because then we're taking care to remedy that so it will not happen again.
Yes.
Liz's lovely husband was under the house.
He's been under the house all weekend with
insulating our
nary
pipes.
a complaint. Nary. There were a few complaints. My husband doesn't like, he's like a lot of men, if I can wax whatever.
You can stereotype men, right?
If we could stereotype men, yeah. Many men, I think, have a hard time asking for what they need or want because I don't know.
Just complain.
So they pout.
Right.
Or that kind of thing. And legit, I gotta say, if my husband watches this video, and he might, Joseph, you work so hard and you do so much for us.
And he had a right to complain.
And we so much appreciate it. But I gotta say, sometimes when I try to tell him how much I appreciate him, he's like, well, like he doesn't want the thanks. And then if he's not thanked, he's like, nobody understands all the stuff I'm doing. And it's just hard, you know, guys, you know, it's hard. So I love you, Joe. And I thank you so much for all you've been doing. You take the crap jobs that nobody else really wants and you do them. And you don't complain. He doesn't complain.
No, he kind of just does them without even being asked.
He does them without being asked, but there's this part somewhere that we all want to be noticed, right? We all want to be noticed for what we're contributing. And so anyhow, yes, he was under the house a lot. We got some holes that were, I don't know what could have come in there, but stuff could come in. He could see light coming in from the outside.
Nice. They're not coming in.
They're not coming in anymore. We love our wildlife.
Love them outside.
And they should be outside where they belong, right? So this cherry picked color, what do you think? It is, I just love it. It's purple, but it's so dark. When we finish it, it almost reads as black, but it's black with character and interest. So I think we made a good choice. What do you think, Jill? You happy with it, with the Kantha?
Yeah, I think it'll be beautiful.
I learned yesterday when I was sealing the first ones we did that it's important to get 2 good coats of this on. These chairs are a little bit glossy right now. They have a glossy sealer on them. So the first coat of the DIY clay paint, you can see through to the blonde wood a bit. And even though parts of it looked really well covered yesterday, when I started to seal, I could tell we had spots that needed just a little bit more. So on this set, we're going to make sure we are 2 good solid coats. This paint dries so quickly that by the time we're done with 1 coat, we take a sip of coffee. We'll probably be ready to put the second coat right on.
I have no water here to make my coffee, Liz.
Oh dear, I brought my own coffee.
I think that Acton needs a coffee shop. We don't have a coffee shop here.
Well, Jill, Acton is getting a coffee shop.
Oh, good.
Did you know that? I even know the name of it, except I forget. I was told the name of it yesterday by the person who's opening it.
Where is the coffee shop?
The coffee shop will be on St. Croix Trail. You know where the bike shop was?
Mm-hmm.
So here in town.
So the bike shop is not open anymore?
The bike shop is either moving or not going to be here in Afton anymore. So we had, I love this about our town.
Was a cute little place. I liked it. They did have coffee there, but it was sporadically open.
Yes. It was bicycle repair, wellness, Belgian waffles,
yes,
Norwegian imports, massage, and acupuncture. It was a married couple, Bjorn and Sarah.
And before that, it was Olivier owned it, who my son worked for. So
was he here in Afton though, or he owned the one?
Yep.
Was he? All right.
So they bought it from him because he owned the bakery and then the Latois du Nord.
Okay. You have to talk louder because that is that's what's picking up our voices is on this one.
And then I think they purchased it from him, I believe, because I know that he used to own it. Someone my son worked for had a couple lovely places to eat in Bayport, and also I think his family had a place in Stillwater before that. So yeah.
So well, that's where the new coffee shop is going to be. So
We got off on a tangent.
we did get off on a tangent. The
Yeah.
coffee shop is going to be there. If you've ever been to Afton, you will understand that the downtown is very small and
Quaint and
currently,
beautiful.
yeah, it is quaint and beautiful. Especially, I don't know, I would say especially in winter, but that's not true. I mean, right now it's especially beautiful to me because a lot of the houses and businesses have twinkle lights, and
There's a cute little skating rink right across
Yep.
from us that has little lights that they put on at night. That it's just a cute.
yeah, there's a free skating rink in the park that I don't even know what the hours are, but if there's kids here, at least till 9 o'clock, the lights are on and there's a warming house. And it's kind of like living in a Hallmark movie over here.
It is.
People with their dogs, and I don't know, it's just a sweet little town, right kind of in the middle of the metropolitan area. We're just right outside of the Twin Cities. So,
And quiet little town, but then when events happen, it's really busy during their events. So, yeah.
we're kind of known for art festivals, art fairs in the summer and fall. Do a big village Christmas in December.
And they have a big 4th of July.
4th of July is huge here. Huge 4th of July. I've been coming to it.
Drips.
You're doing fine with drips. I don't see any drips, and if I do, I'll knock them. So I highly recommend tag team painting of furniture, because I'll catch your drips, you catch my drips.
Right.
I usually catch your drips, Jill, or your drift. Catch your drift.
Ha
Ha ha ha ha.
It's so funny on this Monday morning.
That's the coffee talking.
No coffee because I have no water.
That's
I
the
had
lack
one
of
cup
coffee.
at home, but then I had to rush out because Liz and I always seem to be flying by the seat of our pants.
Oh, that's a
Not
surprise to
intentionally.
people. Hey, I see one person is watching. Will you let us know where you're watching from and who you are? Is it my daughter? Is it a friend, I hope?
If it is,
Friend or foe?
if it's your daughter, bring coffee.
Yeah, if it's anyone
Doesn't she
nearby,
have to work
please
today?
bring coffee. We'll reward you for your efforts.
Doesn't she have to work today?
Yeah, she's working today. Joe will be here later. We could ask him to pick some up at the holiday store.
Although I imagine he'll probably be in St. Paul.
I have to say, I stopped at the holiday store yesterday and I bought one of their machine done lattes, vanilla or something. And the machine really was not working. And when I got it home, it was just like,
It didn't taste good.
it was like very, very sweet, watery.
Yes, some of them
Mhm.
just.
So what I did is I took my Nespresso machine and I made a double shot of espresso and I poured that into half of the cup. And then that's what I did this morning too, because I drank half of it yesterday. I put the rest in the refrigerator, and today I did a double shot of espresso again and added it. Hence my rapid fire, blah, 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 I think. So, coffee. It's the nectar of the gods. Up, I got a thumbs up. We got 2 people watching. Thank you for that.
Coffee too.
We've got our camera angles in different places. Jill, I bet people would love to see you there. Come into the frame a little more. I'm going to sneak over this way.
I don't know. People really want to see me, Liz.
Oh, I think
On
people
my
want to see you.
Monday.
People totally want to see you. Right, you guys? You want to see Jill. Okay, they say less of Liz, more of Jill.
Are we allowed to come up with coffee on this?
This is my page, so we can kind of
Because
say whatever we want.
For Sigmatic coffee, it's made with like mushroom blends to help with different things. Like you can get one for focus, you can get one for immunity. There's
tell me,
one for
what's it called
energy.
again?
It's called Four Sigmatic. They're a small
Where do you get this
company.
coffee?
You can order directly from their website and you get really good deals if you order directly from them. They also have things to blend into smoothies that are made with different healthy
Will we be
mushrooms.
carrying this in our shop?
We could if yeah, that would be awesome. I love because it's hard
I'm
to
going to
find
put the chair up.
Four Sigmatic
Because
locally.
It's dry enough. It'll rest
Okay.
on these pads.
Okay.
Then we can see the parts we've missed.
But yeah, they're a small company. I can't remember where they're at, maybe California or something. But they have
There's your paint.
good coffee that prevents that. It's coffee mixed with these mushroom blends that are good for your health.
Okay.
And that can help with different things. We're talking
Coffee.
about this one. Mhm. It's called Four Sigmatic. I highly recommend it. And I think if you go online and get, like monthly deliveries, you get a really good deal through their website. Target has it once in a while, but they're not really consistent with carrying it. I think because Target tends to sell out of everything these days.
Yeah. So I have to leave the little screen on, even though we're mostly dealing with the big one, because the little one is our volume or is our audio. So we're talking about our shop a little bit, which,
It's our art studio.
yeah, we're learning the ropes of small town zoning and such as well. So we're going to have our Airbnb here. We're going to have an art studio and creative space as part of the Airbnb, and also for local people in the town. And so we want that to all be about creative living, best living, growth, healthy living. So I think your essential oils, we could do classes with that. These coffee blends.
Essential oils.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a physical therapist. That's my other job. So, or I don't know, what would you call it? My job that I have to clock in for.
Yeah. Is that your job? Well, your husband's a teacher.
Right.
Which is your job for health insurance? Everyone needs one of those, if possible.
My husband's job, we have very good health insurance through his job. So, because I am also a homeschooling mama, and so I work part-time at I work.
Can you guys hear Jill? I'm going to put Jill closer to this.
I'm too quiet.
Over there, Jill. I'm loud. You go paint over there close to that.
I'm also a homeschooling mama, so I homeschool my kids, but my youngest is now 16, so. And I homeschooled before the pandemic, so it's just something we've always done.
So, Jill, I have to say, if I can, in front of you without asking your permission ahead of time, Jill and her whole family are just amazing, creative souls.
You're so sweet.
Well,
Liz.
it's the truth, though. And I think the homeschooling of your kids is just, they just have flourished under that. And they're amazing. They're amazing kids, and they do amazing things. We have musicians and graphic artists and science and
a little bit of everything. They really, I think, because that's why we ended up staying with homeschooling is because they were really able to pursue their own interests really in depth. And it has worked out well. Liz, you're going to end up with purple hair.
Well, then my sister will be mad at me because she thinks she's the one who should have purple hair and I should find something else. But we could both have purple hair for a little while. And if I'm not doing it on purpose, she probably won't stay mad at me. And she doesn't always have purple hair. Sometimes it's white, sometimes it's pink.
Is she your older sister?
Yes.
So, because you're the youngest, right?
Well,
have your
until
sister.
now, Jill is now my
so
little
now
sister.
I'm the little sister.
Jill's my little sister.
Because older sisters, don't they always hate it when the little sisters
Copy them.
copy them?
You know, I don't know because I've never had a little sister
well,
before.
Well,
I think
I mean,
if
for your
you
older
copy
sister
me-
in the purple hair,
Yeah,
she
well,
would just say, "Well, you're just copying me.
you're
Liz.
just trying to be like me, and I'll just say, you know, imitation, sincerest form of flattery.
You should be
Flattered.
flattered."
So we'll see how that plays out.
Does she watch your lives?
Our screen went dead over here.
Uh-oh.
Why would that have happened?
I don't know. I'm definitely not a tech. That's why we got to get Taya here on a regular basis, my daughter. Are we still on at all?
I'm gonna check. Yeah, we're on.
Okay.
We're on. I don't know what happened. It just kind of went away.
When you don't touch the screens, do they turn off?
It shouldn't when something is active.
Right. And this should be active.
Yeah, because it's recording us. But
My daughter, who does a lot of graphic design, she has an Etsy shop, my 19-year-old, and
Yeah.
she, oh yeah, I gotta thin it out.
for the fabric, we want lots of moisture.
Lots of water. But she's really good at technology. But she's not up at this hour of the morning. It's not even that early.
Yeah.
She tends to work late into the night.
And I want to say we're getting better at it. And sometimes it doesn't, even if you know what you're doing, it doesn't cooperate. And you end up with embarrassing moments on camera. But
Kind of like my daughter's last night. There
yes.
had to have been like 50 parents filming that.
Oh.
So I mean, at least there the bleachers were full.
Yeah.
Bless her heart.
Bless
She
her
just
heart.
laughed. Afterwards, she just laughed. She watched a close up of the video. She's like, "Oh yeah, full exposure there." But it happens very quick, so I don't think, unless you had a camera and zoomed in, that anyone would have caught it.
Well, let's hope no one.
And
has
thank
done
goodness
that.
that's the purpose of us doing the show, is so that if we have any snafus with suits, with headpieces, with whatever, that we know before competition. And so now I sew a lot. I do a lot of sewing, so I'm definitely going to reinforce that suit strap. I think I'll sew it on her actually before competition.
That's probably not a bad
I think
idea.
I'll just baste it on her. That's another thing that's really weird about synchronized swimming. So kind of like in dance, how they use a lot of hairspray and they put their hair in a bun. Well, in synchronized swimming, the hairspray is not going to stay in. So they have to use gelatin.
Like actual gelatin.
Actual Knox gelatin. A very...
So when you say gel, you're not talking hair gel.
No,
you're
we're talking Knox gelatin. And so basically it puts kind of this helmet on their head. And then they have to, for the I guess we call it the dance, the synchronized swim part of the competition, they have to wear a headpiece too in that bun. That's part of the
well, I was going to go
requirements.
watch this yesterday, but things got away from me. I definitely want to come see in competition. It just fascinates me. So
it is a lot of fun to watch. It is. I highly recommend it to everyone. I don't even know where their competition is. It's in 2 weeks, and you can kind of come and go as you please. It usually goes all day, and they start with the small numbers in the
where are
morning.
they having it?
I think it's in St. Paul at Humboldt, but I'm not positive, so I'd have to look that up and
High
get back
school?
to you.
That's a high school, yes?
Yes.
Humboldt High? Okay.
Yeah, in St. Paul, but sometimes it's unique. I have to look at her email and see where it is.
All right. I'm going to get underneath here. We didn't get this before because it was upside down the other direction. And then we probably should let this dry and we can do the footstool and then
Yes, I'm
sand
trying
this
to get-
down a little bit.
Should I put plastic down so we can?
I brought another big plastic from the
so we
shop.
can set this down without.
So you're not seeing much. but I'm
Because
down
another
here
lovely
painting
thing
you
that
guys.
Liz's husband did is after we painted all the walls,
Yeah.
he went through the floor with a razor blade and cleaned up all the paint, and so we can't have him do that again. So we're gonna put plastic down.
Yes. And I had tried to do plastic, but.
Liz, did you leave me a tip?
Yes, that's for you. You
Thank
can have
you.
that.
Okay.
Sorry, that's not more.
My coffee.
It could go towards coffee. I
Right.
think you could buy coffee for that.
Maybe at holiday.
Yeah, maybe.
Starbucks.
Starbucks, yeah. I don't think they would even accept that as a tip at Starbucks.
Right.
They would say, if that's all you can afford, you keep it. All right, I will, because I'm probably, let's have a hand competition. Yeah, definitely messier. I'm the messier painter.
You're the messy sister.
I win or I lose. I'll take this down and we'll get the footstool up. Can I see comments? Has anybody commented? Show chat. There's no chat. I'm really glad somebody's watching. I hope we're, doing okay here. I'm going to spritz this just a little bit because it makes the paint go better. So we'll do that. And each take a half of this stool. I think we need to paint the bottom of it. What's your take on that?
I think we have to get here. I don't
I mean,
think
we
we have to get the
definitely-
bottom of this. I
Okay.
think we have to get the sides and, I mean, pretty much everything except for the bottom of this, because you'll
Okay.
be able to see it.
So we could just paint like around here
Yeah,
and these.
I think the other one, did we paint the whole
I
thing?
painted the whole thing, but
Yeah.
it was that was kind of overkill. And
Unnecessary.
we are using a lot of paint on these, a lot more than I thought we would.
Maybe because it's a dark to a light color, do you think?
Yeah,
Or light to dark.
you would think the opposite, but I really don't know why. I think the glossiness of the how it was before.
And there's actually quite a bit of square footage of surface when you go into all the
Well, that's true.
underneath and the.
Yeah, that is true. There's lots of angles and we're having to paint under and over. So, yeah,
Liz had to paint your hair.
I had to paint my hair and my body and my hands and my clothes. That takes a lot.
So we're gonna have to bring Luna sometime because I have a very adorable pug.
She is adorable. If I
And
can
she
say
kinda
this,
gets
though,
in the
she
way.
kind of knows she's adorable.
She's a princess.
Yeah.
And she kind of gets in the way when you're trying to paint. She's right in the middle of everything. And she's all black, but she does have a tiny little white stripe on her little curly pug tail. And so I got her. We have painted that tail before when she's gotten in the way.
Like on purpose to punish her?
Well, kind of. She has gotten into stuff and just sat in it and done it herself. But then we're like, well, let's just touch it up because this paint is non-toxic, which I love. So yeah, my 19-year-old, the graphic designer, is talking about doing maybe like a more permanent dye job.
On Luna?
Just joking, but yeah, if we could paint her little pug tail.
Well, yeah, you'd probably have to refresh it pretty
Right.
often.
And then we'd have to do research into all the, that would be toxic for Luna or not.
I don't think
This
DIY
is
paint
not.
should ever,
Yes, this paint is
if
like.
you're going to paint a dog's tail, this is what I would.
This paint I would not give it to kindergartners, but you could give it to kindergartners because it's very non-toxic, which I love because I am huge about keeping toxins out of your home
Or your Airbnb.
or your Airbnb.
So if that is a significant concern for you, you can come to our Airbnb in Afton and you will not be bombarded by bad chemicals or icky things.
I think I drive my husband crazy sometimes because he'll bring something into the house, like some sort of cleaning, and I'll be like, nope, not worth it. Can do it in another way, much less toxic.
He also loves cheeseburgers.
Yes, he loves cheeseburgers.
And Jill is not a big fan.
Yeah.
Which does not mean that he cannot have cheeseburgers, but
right.
it doesn't make its way in your
It just,
meal planning repertoire very much.
We actually have cheeseburgers quite a bit. It's just that when we go out to eat, we have to find a place that has something other than cheeseburgers. Otherwise, his wife cannot eat.
Yeah.
And I'm also gluten-free. So that's all.
So the things that we, as families, right, adjust to for each other. I'm trying to move our camera so that viewers can kind of see what we're doing and not just the back of our heads. So this is where we are. Kind of a long, not all that interesting process here of us adding paint. But where else can you learn about synchronized swimming wardrobe malfunctions? I'll maybe put that in the description of this and we'll get more viewers because people will think that's, I don't know, something. Wardrobe malfunctions.
It is quite a sport to watch. And if you are an artist, some of the swimsuits, I have sewn swimsuits before. It's not my favorite thing to do, but the end product is amazing. But it's just beautiful, some of the artistry that goes into designing this swimwear that they use for synchronized swimming.
So you and Brooke, who also has a presence in our Liza Jane design shop down the road here, doing jazzy jeans and such. You and Brooke are primaries for sewing those.
Yes, we have.
Right?
Yep, we did last year. We did a lot of the sewing. Yeah, kind of how much time I have every year to sew because it encompasses your whole spring if you do take on sewing a team suit. A lot of work.
All right, I'm going to get your back leg over here. And you guys, I apologize that our camera angles are not great. These are all things we will improve upon, but we're just trying to share this whole experience with you, show you what we're doing, how we're doing it, how we are putting a lot of love and attention into growing this Air BnB as a special place here in Afton. So where are we? We have Jill. We've got about 10:40 right now. No, you need to leave to do some kid shuffling. Do you think we've got all the parts of this?
Well, it needs a good second
How about over
coat,
here?
But,
Yep.
and I'm thinking that too. When I was
But
seeing
we
this,
should.
I think we should get this, don't you?
Yeah.
And underneath too.
And something I've learned, and then I have to tell
Yeah.
myself over and over again too, is the second coat is your first coat should be just that, a first coat. A lot of times I try to put too much on the first time and that causes it to dry more slowly. It's doing 2 coats is way better than doing one thick coat. So
And then
let's
I've
get on the
noticed
one.
Letting it dry is good too, because otherwise you tend to peel off that first
Right.
coat. if
Yep.
You don't let it dry.
If you overwork it, that will happen. So when we're ready to take this guy down,
Well,
I'll
we'll
put
have to
that guy up.
decide with our second coat if we're gonna come under and do these.
Okay.
I mean, it would be something only a kid laying on the floor would see, but someone on a yoga mat would see it.
Maybe we'll see if we have some left over.
Okay, why don't we do that?
Because we are using quite a bit of paint. Usually
Okay.
DIY paint goes such a long way. hi, viewers.
Yeah, these are the end, the edge.
Before we sign off, because Jill's got so many other responsibilities to stay on top of here. If you just tuned in recently, you may not know where we're headed with this. These are the cloths.
The cushions from the chair, that's the
Right
footstool
here.
cushion.
The
and
footstool cushion, trying to show it in both views. I don't know that I can.
Covering an IKEA pull-on chair, and
Yeah.
we're
I'm
painting.
gonna come up a little bit on this one.
Just making sure.
Yeah, we don't want to get the paint on there. So there's that. And here is this. Can you see that? Yes. So that's what we've got going with, this is the before. This is the kind of boring before, and the really gorgeous pop of after. So we're going to pair those up with our green couches and create a little slice of boho heaven here. That's the plan. So I think we should be good now. We've been on 40 minutes. We're going to continue to let this dry, put on that second coat of DIY paint, seal with hemp oil, and Jill's going to keep working on those
And those covers.
on the covers.
Yeah. Yep.
So we'll be back to show you pictures of the final product here. And thank you for joining today. I think we're going to say bye. Come on over and say bye with me on this one. We'll make this guy big again and that guy little. And here's Jill. So she's off to take a sauna to.
Yeah, my daughter goes to a co-op in St. Paul.
Yeah. So she's 16, finishing some high school stuff, doing like 4 units of college.
Yes.
At the same time.
4 classes.
And
PSU.
yeah. So real homeschooling success story, in my opinion. And they're great kids because they have a great mom. And a very caring dad. So we'll see you guys. Let us know if you have any questions about anything about the Air BnB, about DIY paint, any of our processing. Deb, yes, that is what happened the other day. Boom, we just lost our connection. And so thanks for tuning back in. You know, we're going to stick with this until we get better at it. So
technology.
And I want to talk to you, Deb, about the shop. So my niece Kelly is on here. She says, hi, Jill.
Hi.
So we're going to say goodbye now. Mwah. Thank you for tuning in. Here we go.